The next problem of the day of the Leetcode is count total number of colored cells. Okay, so basically in this question what we have to do, basically we have to color the cells according to the n that will basically be given. Okay, and n is basically number of minutes. Okay, so in this question what we have said that at the very first minute what we have to do, we have to color any basically cell. Okay, and then every minute we have to just color every basically uncolored cell that touches this basically. If okay, just in this case n equals to 1, n equals to 2, for n equal to 2, this is the okay cell that is touched, this is okay, so these four are touched, so that's why these are colored. For n equals to 3, then this these are the basically that is colored. Okay, so basically let's just understand the color basically question deeply. So in 1, n equals to 1, what we have to do, basically in n equals to 1 we have to simply return 1 because we have to only color 1. Okay, we have to basically return total number of cells that are colored. Okay, so n equals to 1, total number cell is 1, and n equals to 2, basically this, we will count it, and it is n equals to 3. Okay, so if we count, okay, so if we count, so either so n equals to 1, the colored cell are 1, and here 5, n equals to 2, and here basically if we will count, then it is totally 13. Okay, so if I write here the colored cell 1, 5 and 13. Okay, and if you will make next basically for n equals to 4, then it will be simply like this. This will be colored this, or I can just make it. Okay, so for n equals to 4, these will be colored like so. These are the total basically that will be colored for n equals to 4. That is simply, if you count, it will simply give 25. Okay, so if I write for n equals to 4, it will simply give 25. Okay, so if we draw some pattern, like for n equals to 1 there is 1, then 13. Okay, then no sorry, then 5. Okay, then 13, then 25. Okay, so if we draw some pattern, let's just get some pattern. Okay, what is basically in this, if we see that difference, if we calculate the difference, then 5 minus 1 is difference is 4, then simply we can write 4, and this 13 minus 5 has difference 8. Okay, and 25 minus 13 is difference 12. Okay, so if you see, these differences are multiple of 12s. Okay, so if we want the answer for next like after 25, then simply it would be plus 16, like okay, 4, 8, 12, this 4 basically multiple of 4, then the 4 times 4 is 16. So simply if we add 16 in 23, that is 25, then it will simply give 41. So for n equals to 5, then it will simply, the result will be 41, and difference is 16. Okay, so you have seen that for every n, the multiple of 4 is just adding. Okay, you got the thing, every basically multiple of 4 is just adding. So by this we got basically an approach how we can do. Basically if we see, we can simply iterate it using loop, like let's just take an answer variable that will simply store at first, basically 1 at first, and then we will, if n equals to 1, then simply we will return this answer, because answer would be basically 1. And if the values are from 2, then n equals to 2, then simply we will iterate a loop from I. Basically I will start from 2, I equals to 2. Okay, because 1 we have provided, 2 n basically. Okay, or n minus 1. Okay, no, not basically n. Okay, and then we will simply, what we'll do, we will add this answer to this answer plus 4 into basically 4 multiple. If you see, if we take I, okay, let's take it I, if we take I, if I would be here, like n equals to 1, then I would be here for 1, then it will simply return 1. Then it will start from this, I will start from 2. Okay, so it is, if it is here, then simply what we have to return, we have to simply add this I, basically its answer is 1. Add the answer, that is 1 plus 4, that is 4. Okay, 4 into 4. So what is 4? 4 is simply I minus 1. I is on 2, then 2 minus 1 1. So 4 into I minus 1. Okay, you can see. And if it is on this third basically index, that is 1 plus 5 plus 8. Okay, it will simply add to 1 plus 4 plus 8. Okay, simply add total. Okay, if I just write, then simply it would be like 1 plus 4 plus 8 plus 13 total. Sorry, not 13, 12 plus 16, simply plus dot dot dot. Okay, if any time n equals to 1, then simply it will return to n equals to 2, then it will simply return these two sum. Okay, n equals to 3, then simply it will return these two sum, these three sum, and n equals to 4, then simply it will return these 4 sum. Okay, so in this basically this is how this whole loop will work. Okay, so it will simply calculate till basically n, and after we can return answer. So you got the thing, what the approach is. Basically we have just this main thing is 4, this 4 multiple. Okay, we have just 4 multiple. Every time the 4 multiple of 4 is increasing, basically grid is increasing by multiple of 4. Okay, so that's the approach. Basically, if we see time complexity of this, you can see that simply time complexity is big of n and space complexity is big of 1. Okay, because we are not using extra space, but loop is using, then simply the time complexity is big of n. But if but can we do this in better form, like big of 1? Can the time complexity be, can become big of 1? Yes, it can become if we use math. Okay, so let's just use some math to find the pattern. Okay, and we can simply reduce the time complexity to big of 1. Okay, so I have written here, these are the patterns we have seen. Okay, this is the pattern we have seen. 1 plus 4 plus 8, n is the number of basically index in this. Like if n is equal to 4, then simply we have to return this sum. Okay, this 4 sum total, and n equals to 3, then simply we have to return this. So by this I have drawn a pattern, like here 1 plus this 4 can be written in 4 into 1. Okay, 8 can be written in 4 into 2, and 12 can be written in 4 into 3, and dot dot dot, this can return basically at last 4 into n minus 1. Okay, and we can simply take common from here, that is 4. Okay, and simply the pattern will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 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 to n minus 1. Okay, so if you see, 1 is basically the first element. So if you see this, you have read this in AP. Okay, so formula for this is n into n minus 1 by 2. So okay, sum of basically consecutive numbers. Okay, so the formula is n into n minus 1 2. Okay, n into n minus 1 by 2. So simply we can simply write here 1 plus 4 into n minus 1 into n by 2. Okay, and simply if we just cut this 2 with this 4, that is 2, then simply we can write here 1 plus 2 into n minus 1 into n. So any, if we just, let's just check, if we take n equals to 3, then simply what will the answer? 1 plus 2 into n minus 1, that is 3 minus 1 2 into, that is 3. Okay, so what will the 2 to the 4 for the 12 1, that is 30. Okay, so simply the answer is getting. Okay, so that's how we will calculate. So simply we can simply return this. Okay, and this will simply cost time complexity big of 1, because we are not using any loop or anything. Okay, so big of 1. Okay, time complexity is big of it, and the space complexity is same because we are not using anything. So I will provide you the code, both the code in Leetcode, and I will show you how they are working. Okay, so that's the code. Okay, so here's the Leetcode. So here's the first code that I have written. Okay, so let's just comment out this, comment out. So let's just run it. So this was the first I have taken this answer as 1, and then if n equals to 1, then simply we will return answer, that is 1. And then after we are taking the loop I equals to 2 to I is less than equals to n. Okay, so simply we are adding 4 into I minus 1, that is 4. If we are asking 2, then simply we will add 2 minus 1, that is 4 only. Okay, so it will simply form the answer. Okay, so you can simply submit it. Let's see. And okay, yeah. And for this the second method, that's the basically the time complexity is big of 1. Here's the second method that I have told you, only using formula. Okay, here's the formula: return 1 plus long log. I change the n into long because this numbers are so big. Okay, so n into n minus 1 into 2. Okay, simply the formula I have told you. So simply you can submit this also. So yeah, it's both are weights 100%. You can see